need to sit up? Okay, cool. I'm just making sure.
Few things in this world can change a woman's life more than receiving a diagnosis of breast cancer. Sadly, it is the most common form of cancer in women, which amounts to about 25% of all cancer cases throughout the United States. Health is important. Today we will look at breast cancer. First, we will dive into examining the history and the genetics of it, and then we will look into treatments and ways to prevent. And finally, we will look at the progression and the future of the disease. So, breast cancer has been around as long as women have had breasts. I mean, it has been recorded as long as there have been manuscripts. According to breastcancer.org, 5 to 10% of breast cancer is thought to be hereditary. And inherited cases are associated with the BRCA1 gene and the BRCA2 gene. Actually everyone has the BRCA genes. They help to repair cell damage, they help breast, ovary, and other cells to grow normally. Now, sometimes the genes contain abnormalities or mutations. Usually they're passed from generation to generation, but sometimes they are just random. Even if you do have an abnormality of the BRCA gene, it does not mean that you'll be diagnosed with breast cancer. Breastcancer.org goes on to say that there are genetic tests available to determine if breast cancer is a possibility in your family. So now that we have examined the history and the genetics of breast cancer, we're going to look at the treatments and ways to prevent breast cancer. According to cancercenter.com, there are many different types of treatment for breast cancer. Chemotherapy is one that you've probably heard about. It's the most common throughout all types of cancer. There's also radiation therapy, there's hormone therapy, surgery, target therapy, a little bit of everything. Usually target therapy is simply just cutting cancer at the source, and it's used with other types of treatment as well. So there are many different ways to prevent breast cancer. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is just the number one way. Limiting alcohol, drugs, tobacco, usually exercising, taking vitamins, especially vitamin D, that helps. Lots of water. I know nowadays in the world there are many chemicals that we are exposed to, and it's really hard to figure out how to limit your exposure to them. So eating organic foods, using organic products, that's a great way to prevent breast cancer. So now that we have explored treatments and preventatives, let's examine the future of the disease. Today there is no cure, unfortunately, but there are many charities and organizations that are available to help fight and find a cure. Warriors in Pink is a part of the Ford Motors Company, Ford Cares. It's 100% of all the profit go to looking for cures, and they're donated to help find a cure. They also help the YSC, which is the Young Survival Coalition, Dr. Susan Locke, the Pink Fund, and Susan G. Komen. There are two very important elements in the fight against breast cancer: driving awareness that leads to proactive self-care, and raising funds to support research and education. I strongly recommend, if you feel led to donate, that you donate to one of the organizations that I have just spoken to you about. Breast cancer it's more common than we may think. If you think it is common in your family, I strongly suggest that you go to a doctor and get a mammogram or do it yourself. Go in the shower, check your breasts, make sure that you are familiar with your body, because you only have one, and your body is your temple, and the Lord has given it to you. So thank you for listening today. I appreciate it, and I'm going to